such as costuming, illustrations, and more. Come visit us at magicalfantasy.com.
Hey everyone! Want to know how you can help Let's Talk About the Music stay on the air and earn some VIP privileges at the same time? Go to patreon.com/LTATM radio to find out how you can get involved. That's patreon.com. Let's talk about the music.
Let's Talk About the Music is wanting your sponsorship to help support local independent music and musicians worldwide. We have different levels of sponsorship for everyone, including up-and-coming bands and musicians, to give a little more boost to your promotions. Let's Talk About the Music is also looking to podcast live from your music-related special events, shows, and venues. For more information, go to letstalkaboutthemusic.com.
The world's in trouble and so am I. If only I could learn to fly, I'd come right out of the sky just like Supergirl. To save myself, I've got to save you first, before the evil spell gets worse. Sleeping Beauty, break the curse just like Supergirl. This is a job for Supergirl, to save the dying desperate love. This is a job for Supergirl, that's me. This is a job for Supergirl, to save the dying desperate love. This is a job for Supergirl, that's me. A hero will arise. Look deep into my eyes. Maybe you'll recognize Supergirl. It's taken all my life to throw away my kryptonite. All this time I never knew I was Supergirl. This is a job for Supergirl, to save the dying desperate love. This is a job for Supergirl, that's me. This is a job for Supergirl, to save the dying desperate love. This is a job for Supergirl, that's me. A hero will arise. Look deep into my eyes. Maybe you'll recognize Supergirl. It's taken all my life to throw away my kryptonite. All this time I never knew I was Supergirl. This is a job for Supergirl, to save the dying desperate love. This is a job for Supergirl, that's me. This is a job for Supergirl, to save the dying desperate love. This is a job for Supergirl, that's me. That's me. Ooh, that's me.
Susan Aquila, Supergirl, and she's on the air with us with Spider.
Yay, we're all here.
Yay! Woo!
All right, so we came into Supergirl. So tell us about that one. I know it's about Supergirl. You know, super, but does it have a kind of different meaning to it besides Supergirl?
No, you know what? We were afraid of copyright infringement, so we just changed the spelling so that we wouldn't get sued. that's all that is. But Supergirl has a weird story. We were deciding what kind of merchandise I should sell on the next tour, and the manager and Rob, who was my songwriter, came up to me and said, "What do you want? Do you want T-shirts? Do you want hats? Do you want And I said, "How about a Susan Aquila action figure with Kung Fu grip?"
Nice.
And you could hear crickets. See, you said nice. It was like crickets. They looked at me like I was insane. And then Rob left the room, and then the next day he was like, you know what, you can't have the doll, but here's this song that I think is really cool. And, God bless him, I don't know how he does it, but he writes these female empowerment songs, and he's a guy. I don't know how he does it, but it suits me so well, and I really love Supergirl. I love singing it. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome.
And I didn't get the Kung Fu grip.
Because I'm going to say, if you actually had it, I was like, I want one.
Keep the dream alive.
You know what?
One of these days.
We are toying with making that, and if that happens, you'll definitely have one.
Yes.
I think it needs to happen.
Absolutely. All right. Spider's girl says, so Susan, as a female, do you feel that you have to look sexier or write or act more provocative to be competitive in the industry? Or do you still have the freedom to be yourself and stay on top?
Oh, that's a good question. I do feel that pressure to be sexy. I've been told that. I asked one time. I asked the manager, I want to do some more press pictures, and can I do the girl next door look and just be myself? And he goes, the girl next door doesn't sell. Sexy sells. And I was like, as much as I'm focused on the music, there is a business end of it, and we all need to make a living, and I do feel that pressure. However, once I'm on stage, I just let loose and I don't think about it. I just do what I do, and so whatever happens on stage is what happens. If it's sexy, great. If it's not sexy, great. That's how I'm feeling that night. But that's a great question, because, I do feel that pressure all the time.
Well, that's a funny thing about going on stage. Again, coming from a musician's background myself, as soon as you get on stage and the show actually starts, it's like a whole different animal. Anything that you might have thought, oh, I want to look like this on stage, or I want to do this, or I want to give this kind of an image, it kind of flies out the window, and everything just kind of flows in a certain way, whether you wanted it to or not, almost. And it's just, you got to roll with it. You just got to, move with the flow.
That is so true. And when you try to force it into something that is not you, it shows and it just flops. It just has to ring true with who you are. You can try to force it to be something, but people read into that. They see right through that. It's better if you're just your honest self, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I totally agree with that one, because I had a freelance business for a while. It kind of flopped last May. So I started putting everything into this podcast, and then, like you on stage, once I'm on here doing this, talking on you guys, it's like, oh, now I get it. It clicks. And friends that have known me for a while can actually tell the difference that I enjoy this more than I did my freelancing.
Yeah, when it feels right.
Yes, it does. It does feel completely right. So it's kind of cool. Now, before
it's funny that...
Go ahead.
One more thought here. It's just funny, like, when I mentioned how, like, when I go on stage, everything seems different. I always have this kind of preconceived notion when I'm doing rehearsals of how I want to move around and how I want to entertain people and stuff like that. And as soon as I get up on the stage and actually start performing it, it's all gone. It just, it's a whole different, just whatever the feeling is for the night, that's what goes on. And I don't even think about the other thing. And I might think about it after the show, like, wow, I thought I was going to do this other thing and do this and do that. And then I'm just like, whatever.
Yep, I
I
totally
might
love
stay
that.
close to the game plan. But I might stay close to the game plan, but definitely it's out of control at some point. Yeah, just have to let go and let it be what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have my boss from Super Geekly every now and wants to put me on stage and just throws me off guard. Just like, you need to like warn me. Just like, dude, there I am. I'm not in that mindset. What you want me to do? So, yeah, I have to work up to it. But I'll get to it. I have no problem doing it, but you gotta warm up to it. No,
Susan, a couple questions here. How did you get started in music? Did you have a favorite band growing up that kind of got you interested, or what kind of pulled you into performing?
I started out as a classical musician, and
really?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I still make a living playing classical music. I do them both pretty evenly, half rock, half classical. So I started that way. But I noticed that as I was learning through the years classical music, and as much as I loved it, when I got home from school, I would listen to rock music. And I felt at some point it would be nice to play the music I'm actually listening to. And then it was just a gradual process of, I started out as kind of a sideman to different celebrities and, just playing backup for a lot of different bands, and just kept thinking, this is great, but I would really like to have my own voice at some point. And it took a few years to figure out how to do it, but we got there eventually.
We are very pleased that you did.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are. Now, what's the instrument that you actually play? Is that a violin?
It is a violin. It is it's an electric violin. It is shaped like a Gibson Flying V guitar, and it has some extra strings. It has 2 lower strings than a normal violin, and it is fretted instead of a normal violin does not have frets, but this one has frets.
That is pretty damn cool.
So it's almost like a violin guitar kind of like hybrid instrument.
Yes, I never thought of that, but it is, and I run it through all the pedals that a guitarist would put his stuff through. I use distortion and reverb and chorus, and I just mix and match all the sounds, which is what I really like about electric instruments. You can't do that on acoustic, so you can really have a bigger palette of things to choose from.
Ooh, a hybrid violin. I like it.
That's good. That's a quote. I might have to use that.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, you can have that one. I won't copyright that one. That one's all yours.
Also, the violin has a harness that makes it so I don't have to hold it. If you look at an acoustic violin, you have to hold it, and this one just sits on its own, so I can run around the stage and not be worried about dropping it.
I did notice that. I did notice that in the various pictures and things on your Facebook. I noticed that a lot of times it looked like you were playing it with just the one hand, and I'm just like, wow, that's really interesting. And now the mystery is solved.
It's kind of like a goiter now, but it just sits there on its own. But it does make it more fun, and also it's not sitting under my chin, so it allows me to sing. Whereas when I'm playing acoustic, I can't sing with it because it's right on my jawbone.
Mm-hmm.
That is. Who thought about doing it that way? Did you thought about that?
No. A gentleman named Mark Wood designed this violin, and I don't think he did it for the singing. I don't think that was the reason he did it. I think it's just how the design worked out. But it's great for singers.
That's awesome.
It's definitely something new. That's not an instrument that I was familiar with. So that's definitely something I got to add on my list of things that
Yeah,
it's called a Viper.
Lightened my musical.
Viper. It's called
Ooh, see,
a
it's even got a
Viper.
rock and roll name to it.
Yes, he did.